Characterization cures fear. Jaya Raman, cinema.
Have you ever wanted to do something phenomenal in your life? Something that you can look back later on and say, wow, I did that. Maybe as simple as running a marathon, starting a successful business, or even climbing a mountain. But something holds you back. Right in your tracks, before you could even start, you don't go ahead. Thanks to the unsolicited advice from friends and sometimes our loved ones, which create doubts in ourselves, and these doubts create something I call fear. And what is that fear? Fear of failure. Madam Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a story. When I was in Standard 6C, my class teacher, Mrs. Bodwell, called me and said, "Come here, boy." So I approached her timidly and she said, "Go to Mr. Uy and find out when is the next history test." And that was the most fearful thing anybody can tell me, because Mr. Uy, you must know, not only my history teacher, also my discipline master. And he had a very terrible cane, which had no qualms about using, and I've tasted the cane a couple of times. And then I had no choice, so I went around looking for Mr. Uy's class. I found him teaching in 6A, and I knocked on the door, silently at first, he couldn't hear me, a little louder, and he heard me, and his booming voice, he said, "Come in!" So I walked in fearfully, dare not looking up to the frame that this stern man he had, tall, black pants, well-pressed shirts, bald-headed, looking down at me with his arms akimbo. He actually barked at me, "What do you want?" And I began to tremble. And I dare not look up, and I slowly whispered something. The history test, the date of the history. He really lost it this time. I thought he was going to use his cane. But he said this something even worse. He looked down at me and said, "What are you talking, you mumbling idiot?" And the whole of 6A was sniggering just like all you people. And I was just thinking, why doesn't the earth just open and close and kill me? Because I didn't want to live through that, and it was so embarrassing. I just said, "Oh my God, this is probably the worst thing in my life that could have happened to me." Of course, now looking back, a lot of other things that happened as well. This is worse than that. But you see, those three words, mumbling idiot, you mumbling idiot, affected me for the next 7 to 8 years of my life. Because you see, every time in class, I dare not put my hands up. And I began, because if I wanted to answer a question, my brain says, "Put your hands up, you mumbling idiot." And I begin to believe that. So it broke my confidence, it broke my self-esteem, broke my self-love, and everything, and devastated me into become a total nervous wreck. And you know what? The reason I didn't put my hands up, because I began to have a terrible disease. It's called the Hugo disease. In case you wonder what's the Hugos, this is when a lecturer or teacher asks a question, you look at the guy next to you and say, "Hugola?" But I noticed the kids who did well were the I go kind. The one who says, "Teacher, call me. I, come on, me." But I was like, pretend to be very busy writing something. Some of you might have done that, haven't you? Yes. But it all changed when I was in college. Before I went to college, let me tell you, 2 girls even bullied me in my Form 6 class, because they saw me as a nerd, right? And in college, I found a book in my college library by a funny guy by the name of Zig Ziglar. I know Zigzag, but Zig Ziglar. Oh, what a funny name. And the name of the book was "See You at the Top." I said, "Wow, see you." So I was very curious. I took the book and started reading the first page. He said, "This is the end." I said, not only this guy has a funny name, it's a funny way of writing the book. On the first page, this is the end. On the next page, "Of the old you." I said, "This I like." I began to read further, and he said, if you want to develop your confidence, just look in the mirror every day and say, "I'm a champion." I thought to myself, this won't work. I'm not a champion. But I thought, what the heck? I mean, it's no money. I'm not going to spend anything, so it's just a matter of time. So I stood in front of the mirror every day and said, "I'm a champion." You know what? I felt as if my reflection was laughing at me. You champion, ha ha ha. But then there was one more thing that the book actually said. Do the thing that you fear and your fear will disappear. Which I managed to summarize into 3 words called action cures fear, which I use as my life philosophy. And it's like a mantra for me. I began to think of this every time when I want to do something and I fear, I say, hey, Jaya, action cures fear. Oh, say, I'll do it. And you know what? That spurred me to go and join the Toastmasters Club. And the first day I was there, someone said, oh, we have a guest, can you introduce yourself? I thought, oh, I'm going to introduce myself. Oh, that was in 1990. I stood up, I hold on to the table, I see the table run away from me. I said, my name is Jaya. I sat down. Okay. At the end, they said, oh, can we have Jaya? Can he give some comments? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I said, okay, the meeting was very interesting and educational. And I stood down. And then you know what? After 6 years in the club, I took part in a contest called the Articulate Speech Contest, Southeast Asian Articulate Speech Contest. 8 contestants, people from Indonesia, Thailand, and I were there. We were at the Shangri-La in Penang, you know, at the ballroom, about 250 people, and the guest of honor was the Chief Minister of Penang. Guess what? And guess who was the winner? When it was announced, the winner is Jay. No kidding. Because I didn't believe I could be. And I said, I didn't walk on the stage, I floated on the stage. And Tan Sri Kosukun, if you know who he is, the former Chief Minister, he shook my hand and said, you know what you want? I said, no, Tan Sri. He said, because you spoke with emotions. You know, at that moment, what went through my mind? Mr. Ui, you're wrong. I'm not a mumbling idiot anymore. I've beaten some international speakers. And you know what? Since then, I've done things and I'll be able to stand in front of you people and share this. I'd like to leave you people with one serious message here. If you have things to do, you like to do certain things and you think, oh my God, but not for me, I don't deserve it. Let me tell you one thing. Just remind these 3 words. What is that? Action cures fear. And I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you kept going that way, you will achieve great things in your life and you will look back with confidence and happiness. Thank you very much.